It is Sunday, which means it is the final day of Super Strong Style today. I will have a review up of that when it is available to watch, and that of Progress Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I think that's what it was called. Something like Ain't No Mountain High. Something like that. But let's finally talk about Stop Motion Skeleton Battle. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about Progress Wrestling Chapter 133, Stop Motion Skeleton Battle, the second event in the Atlas Weekender and the finale to crown a new Atlas champion for Progress Wrestling. This was a very, very exciting show going into it, with lots of stuff, lots of tournament shenanigans happening and a few other juicy matches on the card. So this is my review. I'm going to run down the card, tell you what I thought of every match, every angle, everything that happened on the show, and yeah, that's the way the review works. So we start off, as every Progress Wrestling show, with Simon Miller. We love a bit of Simon Miller. He's really good at this role, really great. I'm going to reiterate that every single time I talk about Progress Wrestling. Really love this. And it opened, we got straight into the match, straight into the action, the semi-final. Yes, the semi-final. I don't really get how tournaments work. I'm pretty sure it's the semi-final. It's the quarter-final, semi-final. Yes, semi-final match. Now we've got that out of the way. Jonah versus Ricky Shane Page. Now, both men are big men. Big, tough men. And this was a very big meat-slapping match. Ricky Shane Page is one of the most athletically gifted big men I've ever seen. I absolutely love him. He's so cool, and I saw him before in Progress, his previous match, but oh my god, the man is a revelation. He's really strong. And Jonah, we all know Jonah's great, and these two put on a cracker of an opener, very hard hitting, and Jonah picked up the win, which in hindsight I think was the right decision. I think it was a really good move to get Jonah to the final, because he's probably the biggest star outside of Progress in the tournament currently, so having him move forward against Ricky Shane Page in a pretty good match, I think was really solid. Jonah's in the final. Who will he go against? Well, you're about to find out next, because the next match was Luke Jacobs versus Warren Banks, the Nigerian Kaiju. Now, Luke Jacobs, I absolutely love Luke Jacobs. His hard-hitting style, Northwest Strong in general, are just great in Progress. And Warren Banks is sort of he's so close on the precipice of main event level for Progress Wrestling after his match with Gresham. And this was an absolutely terrific match. Really good stuff. Lots of hard-hitting offense from Jacobs. A lot of agile and power moves. Good mix from Warren Banks. And it furthered the story. This one, it furthered two stories. The rise of Luke Jacobs, who is becoming one of the top stars in Progress, and the ongoing feud that Warren Banks has with Gresham and Lycos Jim. What I really liked was how Warren Banks started using a lot of Gresham's moves. Gresham's really got in the head of Warren Banks here, along with Lycos Jim, and that ultimately led to his downfall, because Luke Jacobs picked up the win. Luke Jacobs went to the final of the tournament in this great match, and then Lycos Jim, the dastardly bastards that they are, came down and they started wrecking house. Lycos Jim attempted to beat down Warren Banks in the ring. Luke Jacobs is like, do I? But the good guy in him prevailed. He heads down and makes the save for Warren Banks. Really good stuff. Really enjoyed this. It was a really good opener to the show. Then we got Lana Austin interrupting Simon Miller to build to this women's match, the next women's match, in which Lana Austin introduces Nightshade. Now, Nightshade took on Raven Creed. And Raven Creed got a really cool look. Really cool look. It's like this asylum kind of thing. It's a bit deranged. Really like this stuff. And the match itself I thought was good. It wasn't like a blow away 5-star classic or anything like that. It did the purpose of getting over this feud with Lana Austin and Raven Creed, which I think is only going to be good things. And Creed picked up the win over Nightshade. Nothing to like write home about. No sort of memorable spots. It's more the gimmick of everyone involved, because I think Nightshade looked cool, I think Raven Creed looked cool, and Lana Austin is just one of the best heat magnets in professional wrestling. So if anything, it was more of an angle this to get over Creed. So I enjoyed it. good stuff. Then we got my boy, one of the best heels in wrestling, Spike Trivet versus Danny Black. Danny Black is a terrific underdog babyface. He showed that in this match, selling every single part of his body, mainly selling the leg. And Spike Trivet is just one of the most evil bastards that we've ever seen. But this was to build the Cara Noir match. So what happened was, about halfway through this match, Cara Noir came out and he just sat on the ramp. He just sat. If you can hear anything, my dog is currently walking around the room. And Cara Noir just sat on top of the ramp, staring at Trivet, not acknowledging him, which I think is the crux of this. The crux of the story leading into the next Progress show. And it was just so well paced, this match. It went a lot longer than I thought it would. And shockingly, due to the distraction of Noir, Trivet lost. He lost this match to Danny Black. And he then went on a tirade against Cara, broke the mask, Cara's mask, and then we got a great sort of pull apart brawl for these two. It was a really good angle for the match, really solid match in general between Black and Trivet, and yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. It's two matches, I know that because I know there's spoilers from the tapings and stuff, but God, I'm excited to see what they do. Can't wait to see the blow off to this. Next, we got probably the most fun match on the entire card. Axel Tischer and Big Damo taking on Joe Hendry and Adam Maxted. Now, seeing Sanity back together, well, at least half of Sanity. Half of Sanity back together was really fun. Sanity chants from the crowd. Great to see that faction is appreciated, because I loved Sanity. I really did. I thought they were cool. And they squared off against two awesome heels. Joe Hendry and Adam Maxted are both great, absolutely great. There was some really good sort of house show riffs in this with the crowd. I thought the crowd were on fire throughout this. Great chance towards Maxted and Hendry, and these guys just had a really fun match. There were a few weird spots, but every man sort of got their own thing in. They got their own stuff in. And Axel and Damo picked up the win, which I think is great. Those two said they had a promo later on in which they talked about coming back to Progress, maybe going for the tag team titles. I think that'd be very, very fun, seeing that kind of reunion over here. But yeah, absolutely terrific stuff. Probably the most fun, maybe not the best match, but the most fun match on the entire card. Then we got probably my favourite match of the night, which was Joe Lando versus Vaughn Vertigo. Now, I've never seen anything of Vaughn Vertigo whatsoever, but this was a bit of a revelation because, oh my God, he's really good. These two gelled so well together. This was my style of wrestling. Lots of flips, lots of cruiserweight stuff, all the great interactions that they had together. I'm trying to think. I'm just scrolling through my notes to try and find some of the moves. I really love Joe Lando's finish of the shooting star elbow. I think it's just unique. It's unique. I've not seen that before. And yeah, Lando picked up the win. It was almost like a passing of the torch kind of thing. I'm not sure if Vaughn's going back. I believe he's Canadian, so he might be going back to Canada to do some work over there. But this was a great match. Really phenomenal stuff. And this is the one I'd go out the way to check out most. In terms of in-ring action, Joe Lando and Vaughn Vertigo. Be sure to check it out. Next up, we got that damn dirty dog, G Money, coming out to cut a promo, only to be interrupted by the dastardly Lycos Jim, which led to a really fun match between Kid Lycos and Money. Money is incredibly over. His quest to be part of Super Strong Style and win is, I think, going to be one of the long-term stories in Progress. That it's going to be, Money fighting his way potentially over like a couple of years to eventually winning that tournament. It'd be such a cathartic moment when he does. But they had a really good match here. I really love G Money's offense, like the diving splash through the ropes. I think it looks good, and he's surprisingly agile for someone who plays up the comedy as much as he does. You don't often see a mix of like hilarious comedy with the attributes to back it up in the ring. So it was really good to see G Money have a showcase match here and what he was going to bring to Super Strong Style, because he put Lycos away with a DDT following some Warren Banks interference as Lycos Gym got their comeuppance involving a baking sheet. So yeah, really fun stuff, really fun match, and can't wait to see Money in Strong Style and see where this story goes and where his character arc goes, because I'm liking a lot of what Money's doing at the moment. And then we got the main event. We got Luke Jacobs taking on Jonah, the two finalists in the Atlas tournament, and they had a beautiful, hard-hitting slobber knocker of a match. Luke Jacobs is very stiff with his punches, very stiff with his clotheslines, and Jonah's just massive. So it was just two titans, King Kong versus Godzilla, going at each other. And the main crux of this was that Luke Jacobs, being the smaller man, couldn't really take Jonah off his feet. In particular, that played into the finish with the huge burning lariats that he had to hit to take Jonah down and eventually get him for the win. But there was loads of stuff. There was brawling in the crowd in this one. There was a huge earth-shaking superplex from Jonah. And I was like, oh my God, I'm shocked the ring didn't collapse after that. But yeah, the finish came when Jacobs just hit multiple burning lariats to Jonah and eventually took him down 1, 2, 3. Luke Jacobs is the Atlas champion. I think this is really good. Jacobs cut a promo at the end that was really heartfelt, bigged up Northwest Strong, and yeah, it's just really good, really great babyface champion. I can't wait to see some of the matches that Jacobs puts on, because I think he's one of the best wrestlers on the British independent scene at the moment, and hopefully Jonah comes back to Progress, because overall this was a phenomenal show. It had some really good action. I thought this was a lot stronger than the first night of the Atlas Weekender. Thought this was stronger. This for me, solid 4 out of 5 show. It's just missing the killer matches that I know. The Cara Noir Healy Dragunov match is still probably my match of the year, and if they can put on matches like that, high hopes for the next event, because that does have Cara Noir versus Spike Trevay, which that's very exciting. And yeah, check out Progress if you're not, and let me know your thoughts on the show if you've watched it. If you've watched any Progress, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of you. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.